How to increase your traffic using Pinterest the smart way. Now, what I have to say today might surprise you, so stick around and I promise you'll love this video. If you're new around here, my name is Isabelle Paquin and I help coaches, course creators, and service providers use the power of Pinterest to grow their email list and visibility and business, of course. Now, everybody tells you the more traffic you get, the better it is, right? You keep hearing that over and over again. Yet you're looking at your email list and it's not growing as fast as you thought it would. Or worse, your products and coaching programs and services are not selling. So what gives, right? What's happening? So I'll share a real life example with you that happened to me. So when I started with Pinterest, I had heard and followed the advice of other Pinterest marketing experts that said inspirational quotes were really, really good on Pinterest to drive traffic. And so I thought, well, why not? So I created a post, top 25 inspirational quotes for female entrepreneurs. And that worked like crazy. It drove me a ton of traffic. But here's the issue with it. Do you know how many people it drove to my email list? None. Zero. It did not work. So quality traffic is so much more important. So how do we grow quality traffic? How do we achieve that? How do we grow traffic that will allow us to grow an email list, not just of random people, but of potential qualified leads, of people that are potentially interested in your business, in your services, in your coaching packages, and your programs. Now, the first thing that I want you to focus on is to create content that creates desire for your paid services, programs, and coaching packages. So how do we do that? How do we use our free content to create desire for our paid offering? Now, often people will create how-to content, and that's very useful. Right now, I'm creating some how-to content, and that's very useful as well. But what I also want you to think about is to create content that overcome your customers' objections so that you can really be in a position to really help them. Sometimes people will not fix a problem or will not address something that they really need to address, that your services and your coaching program would help them address, because maybe they think they cannot do it, that they don't have it in them to be successful, or they don't have this they have this fear of failure, or whatever it is, right? And so I want you to create content that will help your potential leads overcome those objections. I want you to create content that helps your customers know that you understand their problems and that you're helping them overcoming those first steps in the process. All right. So that would be the very first key step in terms of driving traffic to your content in a way that creates desire for your services, for your paid offerings. All right. So the second thing that I really want you to focus on is to target keywords on Pinterest that are specific for what your paid offerings are. So why do I talk about keywords? Well, in case you didn't know, Pinterest is a search engine. It absolutely is. A lot of people think of it as a social media, but it is a search engine. There are 2 billion searches every single month. And yes, that's billion with a B. So that's a lot of searches. So when you're looking for keywords to target, I want you to be super specific about the keywords that you're targeting. It has to have a very unique focus on what you're offering. And so, for example, if you are a graphic designer, you may think, oh, let me have a board about home offices inspiration, because a lot of people out there, a lot of Pinterest experts are recommending to do that. But here's the reality. You will be attracting a whole bunch of people that have perhaps and most likely no interest whatsoever in graphic design services, because you're targeting way too wide with a home office inspiration. You can be targeting everybody and their moms, right? So it doesn't make sense. You want to be very narrow and as targeted as possible in the keywords that you're going after. So be very specific when you're thinking about the keywords that you want to target and the type of content, so that it creates a journey into potential leads for your business. So I really want you to think about those things when you're creating your content and you're creating your email growth strategy and your traffic strategy, because if you're not, you'll really be wasting a lot of time creating content or building an email list of people that are just not interested in your offerings and that you can't really help, to be honest with you. All right, so if you'd like to grow your traffic using Pinterest the smart way and grow an email list of potential buyers, then I've got a free download for you. It's a free Pinterest roadmap that gives you the 5 easy steps to get started using Pinterest the right way. So if you're interested, there's a link right below this video. All right, I'll see you there.